great tragedy in life is not that a man dies, but what dies in a man while he lives. There are great potentials residing inside of man. There is no one God has created empty. No wonder. One of the things spoken about man, he said, let them have dominion over the fish in the sea, over the cattle on the land, over the birds in the air, and over every living creature. And God cannot lie. If God says man should have dominion, that means the onus is on us to discover that instrument we need to dominate. And somebody put it this way: if any situation is dominating us, either as professionals or as individual or as a family, it means we are malfunctioning and we need to redirect our steps. A blind and deaf woman called Ellen Keller said, and I quote, another great tragedy in life is to have sight but lack vision. Many eyes wide open, but we cannot see opportunities in and around us. We cry for scarcity in the midst of plenty. Some other people put it this way, that the richest place on earth is not where we find crude oil or where we find gold. The richest place on earth is the cemetery, the burial ground. Buried in that place and in those places, songs never sang. Wonderful business ideas that can turn around economy, that can turn around a nation, but never saw the light of the day. Some are specialists in discussing their vision. I have this vision, I have this idea, and they keep saying it without acting it. We even say it about faith. Faith is not only believing in God. Faith is taking practical steps concerning that which you say you believe. It is not sufficient that you have this idea, because we say ideas rule the world. It is the idea that you activate, that you implement, that will eventually rule the world. What do we mean by potentials? We say latent qualities or abilities that may be developed and lead to future success or usefulness. Something that will happen but has not yet happened. Someone who could do something but is yet to do it, as in he has a lot of potential. Some people never advance beyond the potential. We said concerning the human mind yesterday that scientists have said, see the capacity of the human mind, that the human brain's memory capacity in the average adult can store trillions of bytes of information. In a Stanford study, it was reported that the cerebral cortex alone has 125 trillion synapses. How much of this mind are we judiciously make use of? And another scholar put it this way: our brains are meant for gains. Say, make your brain work. It will sweat first, then it will bring you sweet. Opportunities open to professional accountants. 1. Consulting. This is one of the aims and focus of ACCSA Global, to empower members to be consultants to private and public institutions globally. We have some of our members representing wonderfully, both Canada, in Australia. As a matter of fact, when we discuss with some of them, they are pleading that we bring one of the international conferences to Australia. But I learned to go to Australia, I think that is almost a whole day. Opportunities open to professionals. Forensics. What do we mean by forensics? This is one of the areas that the association is also focusing on, and one of the things involved. When we say forensic accounting, it has to do with the gathering of sufficient and reliable evidence that will be acceptable in the court of law for purpose of litigation. That is forensic. In forensic, we say the fraud has been committed and all results in who will uncover this fraud and nail the perpetrator, so that the jury or the judge will say, with this evidence before me, it has been proven beyond any reasonable doubt that this also fraud has been committed. So there are opportunities open for forensic experts. But one of the slogans we use is a global digital accountants and forensic experts. That is the double H for ACCSA global member. Opportunities open to professional accountants. Education. The education kills the disease of ignorance, superstition, and fear. Francis Bacon went further to say, I will study first, acquire the relevant skills, bag the certificates, then the enviable job and opportunity will open later. For us, we say we should not join the bandwagon of those who are saying there are no jobs. We should not join the bandwagon of those who are saying there is a casting down. Our own language in ACCSA Global Digital Accountant is, there is a lifting up. When they are saying there is global financial crisis, it's opportunity. And someone put it this way concerning dryness, say there is nothing called dry place, they are only dryness. Give a man millions of naira or billions without idea, he squandered this money. But give another person with ideas, just little capital. Capital is the epitome of a pool. Money, the language of business. Give a man, give another person just 10 million naira with ideas. You will see how it's going to transform that 10 million naira and create employment opportunities for others. Opportunities open to accountant auditing. You can also practice as auditors. Organizations are looking for auditors. Auditors who will give qualified opinion when necessary. I said during one of my previous presentations that I'm yet to see one qualified audit reports. Yeah, I will have them there. I personally am yet to see. Even when we have case of fair banks, in that last paragraph, you will see, in our opinion, the financial statement represents a true and fair view. Our auditors are telling us all is well, whereas the companies are the verge of failure. Someone challenged our auditors that why are these organizations failing despite your audit report giving a clean bill, and the auditors have been hiding under this sampling. That in auditing, sampling is allowed. It may be the areas they have not checked, they have not tested, that cause this failure. Now we are saying we have now a software in place called IDEA, an audit software and investigation software. IDEA is the acronym for Interactive Data Extraction and Analysis. With IDEA, there is no need to say you want to sample. You can check and perform tests on all the items you want to check, so that auditors will not hide again under the umbrella of sampling. Again, another excuse they gave why organization failed despite the unqualified report, that all the weaknesses that came to their knowledge during the course of their audit has been summarized in what we call management letter of weakness, internal control letter. But what they are now saying, that it is not enough that you show to the world that this is an audit report. That same management letter that is meant for the consumption of management, also publish it so that stakeholders will see ahead. Opportunities open to professional accountants. System accounting. One of the definitions of accounting that emerged from ACCSA Global. Listen. See, accounting is an economic information system which deals with the transformation of economic data into information useful for decision making. It is past looking, present looking, and future looking. So there are opportunities open to system accountant, chartered system accountant. I share with some of us. We have one of our members doing wonderfully in Canada. And each time this guy called me, you will think I'm the one who interviewed him and gave him the job. Say, sir, this system accounting stuff you opened our eyes to when I was in Nigeria has made a difference in Canada. It is what gave me opportunity to work in one of the best companies in Canada. So there are opportunities for system accountants because the world is not celebrating again certificate. It is what our hands can do. Skills acquisition. Time will not permit me. We have a case of a lady there in the United States, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, with a master's degree. That's a master, computer master. But the master's certificate is not giving her the desired work, the desired money. And guess what she left? 1 year, hairdressing. So while in the US, like 3 months ago, for the first time, I said, okay, I'm going to pay $150 for my wife to go and make her hair. She went online, about 5 different hairdressing salons in Baton Rouge, fully booked. That before it will get to our turn will be the next 4 days. So we took a step out. We started going from shop to shop, and we visited like 5 different hairdressing salons. All those ones were fully booked. They have to come. And necessitated she had to learn her hair by herself. But we now got a contact of this lady with MBA from Southern University. I don't know this Bugatti, I don't know this class. Imagine a 23-year-old lady using a ride that is over $50 million. From where? Hairdressing. Drop the certificate, acquire the skills. That is what we are saying. Skills acquisition. There are problems in organizations all over the world. They are looking for skills experts, people who have requisite skills, not only by certificate. Tax practice and advisory services. That's another opportunities open to professional accountants. Because of time. System analysis. Say the process of studying a process. You study, for example, in changeover. Maybe you have organizations that have been on manual. They have been on manual. And they want to change from manual to system-based. There are opportunities for accountants to be system analysts. In system analysis, what you do is to carry out a study of the existing system to justify the need for that change. Then you say system development before you now say implementation. And when you even talk of implementation, we have phases of implementation. We can do parallel running, we can do phase changeover, we can do pilot changeover, and we can do immediate changeover. Networking is one of the reasons we are here. There is no nation, there is an island of itself. There is nobody, there is no anywhere called a self-made man. Somebody put it this way, he said our network affects our net worth. Connectivity. And I shared in some of my presentations that peradventure your organization has sponsored you, for example, to attend this summit, and you have a task to perform in your organization, and you feel you cannot handle it. Don't tell them you cannot. Don't say you cannot handle it. And if really you know you cannot, I think it was Robert who said, if someone gives you an opportunity to perform a particular task and you know you cannot, say yes, then go and learn how to do it. Then here with networking, we have met, we have seen each other here, all you just need to do, that I can do it. Then you remember that you met one small boy, somewhere called Adebayo. Call me, we are going to handle it together. And if you say the sharing formula should be, okay, Adebayo, you are taking 10%, I will take 90% of the profit. I will not say no, because it is not all about money, it is value addition. Besides, 1% of something is greater than 100% of nothing. Opportunities open to professional accountants. Online cloud accounting. Yesterday we said we are adding another slogan now. Global ACCSA, Global System Accountant. ACCSA, Global Digital Accountant. ACCSA, Global Cloud Accountant. Cloud is real. How many places will you travel to now that you must now be carrying laptop or desktop especially? Laptop is still portable. With cloud, time has not really permitted us because yesterday we really want to open our eyes to another cloud accounting application, Wave Accounting. And we are going to see that by the grace of God, God keeping us alive when we come for the master class in cloud desktop accounting and tax application. So there are opportunities. Artificial intelligence. There are opportunities there, and what is our own responsibility if we want to maximize our potential? Learn these skills. It is not too late to learn. And some of these are user-friendly, very user-friendly. Machine learning, that's another area. Robotics, application accounting, another area. Now we want to see that in spite of the challenges we have samples of billionaires in the world today who pass through tough times. As we often say, winners never quit and quitters never win. Challenges we say are champions daily many. Let's see some of them. Oprah Winfrey from the poor. This firm, she became a legendary talk show host. Today, one of the very first writers or one of the very first speakers that they listen to globally, making her millions despite her poor background. We have Larry Ellison, dropped out of college twice before finding his true calling at Oracle. Janko worked as a janitor and collected food stamps before launching WhatsApp, what you and I are benefiting from today. John Paul, the Jorah, homeless before he found his niche in here, homeless. J.K. Rowling was a single mother on welfare while writing Harry Potter. He's one of the great writers of our time, making millions dollars in writing. Here, see some of our famous quotations. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default. What he's trying to say here is, it is dangerous for you not to attempt something because you are too careful. You don't want to offend some people, you don't want to make mistakes. Make that mistakes like the guy that discovered electricity when they say he failed. He said, I did not fail. I only learned 9,999 ways on how to do it. And have a student who was not doing well also in accounting. He couldn't go. And they asked him to change department. The guy was looking at himself as a failure. He changed from accounting to mathematics. And then mathematics doing wonderfully. Listen. Doing wonderfully in mathematics, and to encourage, I said, it is not you who have failed, it is accounting that has failed. Let's carry that mentality. You try something, it did not work. Try another one. That's why we say we are multifaceted professionals. Our refusal to maximize our potential is affecting the lives and destinies of many whose destiny are tied to our own destiny. Are you aware that there are some people who have not seen sleep from last night? Some are crying, soaking their pillows, their bed with tears, praying that you discover your own destiny, maximize your potential, because yours is tied to their own. Somebody may say, yeah, I'm comfortable with the salaries I'm earning. That money, that wealth God has given to you is not because of you alone. It is because of many other people who will not fulfill their own purpose until you fulfill your own purpose. Another popular quotation from Rowling, we do not need magic to change the world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves already, potentials. We have the power to imagine better. Another one, say whatever money you might have, self-worth really lies in finding out what you do best. So what are the areas we have specialization? Somebody has comparative advantage, maybe auditing. Another member here has comparative advantage, maybe in system accounting, what is expected. Let us blend together. Synergy, 2 plus 2 is not equal to 4. It is either 5 or greater than 5. Another famous quotation, many prefer not to exercise their imaginations at all. They choose to remain comfortably within the bounds of their own experience, never troubling to wonder how it will feel to have been born other than they are. All is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. What are the impact we are making? If we did not discover our potential, how do we make this impact in life? Say the world is full of wonderful things you haven't seen yet. Don't ever give up on the chance of seeing them. And I'm glad that some of us have paid the price to come and see some of the technologies, emerging technologies, at this year's edition of ACCSA Global Summit. We pray again, because save wishes, we are all beggars, our own is to pray. But the ultimate one who have the power to keep alive is the Almighty God. Pray God keep us alive for next and more edition. We have done one time, work 3 jobs and 19-hour days before launching Forever 21. See the sacrifice he made. Then we have Howard, sold his blood to pay for college before launching Starbucks. When I share my experience with people also, undergraduate days, what we call them in Zamfara State, when they say that you go to farm, to go and cultivate the land, to get money to sponsor yourself. You have done that. After graduation, ABU Zaria, MSc Accounting and Finance, then the member of the association, that's Anna. The first interview I asked them, over 400 of us invited in Kaduna for that interview, Standard Trust Bank. Only 72 passed, I was among them. We were in Lagos to see Tony Elumelu, I think the executive director of Standard Trust Bank then. As soon as I sat, because it's stage by stage, the first stage of the interview, some young guys, some young ladies, they will interview us. The moment these guys saw my CV, they did not ask me any other question. They said, "Okay, what are you doing here? You are not supposed to be here, you are supposed to be in the school to go and be teaching." I said, "No, I was arguing with them. We are talking of maximizing potentials." I was arguing, and those guys said again, if people like you with this kind of result, you are arguing that you cannot teach them, what will become of our education in Nigeria? They did not ask me any question about what I will continue, but they formed their opinion. They are not going to give me that job. So I left that place. I met the next person there. I met the MD, Tony Elumelu. I met him. I asked him to see another elderly person. That was the last stage. Coming back to Kaduna, I went to Standard Trust Bank, met their manager. As soon as he saw me, he said, "Mr. Adebayo, what happened? Were you in Lagos?" I said, "Yes, sir." "Did you see the MD?" I said, "Yes, sir." "Did the MD ask you to see another elderly person?" I said, "Yes, sir." See, that is the last stage of the interview, but your name is not here. And those who even have second class lower, that we attended the same that we are giving the job, I was not giving. There and there I concluded, the blessings of God is not too much of a man's qualification, but God's certification. When God certifies you blessed, forget about paper qualification. Challenges and champions very many. Let's see some people who have done wonderfully in spite of their challenges. Dr. Ben Carson said, "I struggled academically throughout elementary school, yet became the best neurosurgeon in the world." 1987. What can we learn from this? Struggling is a sign that you are on the verge of success. Don't quit yet. I put another way. Sometimes you want to break forth, you want to break through. You will see opposition. Don't mind opposition if you don't want to lose your position. Opposition sometimes are signposts to destiny. When you mind your opposition, you are likely to lose your position. Those who are in the film industry, there are scripts they write. Sometimes you appear as if the actor will die. It's not true. They are already written. So all those opposition, all those challenges are part of the script written so that that film or that story will have a glorious end. Bill Gates said, I didn't even complete my university education, but became the world's richest man. What can we learn there? School does not make you rich. School is only supposed to polish what will make you rich, not to make you rich. Cristiano Ronaldo said, I told my father that we would be very rich, but he couldn't believe me. I made it a reality. What can we learn from this? Your words rule your world. If you mean what you have said, each word will come to pass. You get what you say. Words are very powerful. Words are very powerful. A closed mouth is a closed destiny. Even when you are on the floor, let your mouth keep talking. I'm just on the floor. The righteous falls 7 times and is going to rise up again. This is not the end. When men say it is over, the Almighty God takes over. And when God takes over, then it is over. Lionel Messi said, I used to serve tea at a shop to support my football training and still became one of the world's best footballers. What can we learn from this? Believe in your dream. Don't let your pain tell you how your future will look like. Steve Jobs said, I used to sleep on the floor in my friend's room, returning Coke bottles for food, money, and getting weekly free meals at local temple. I later on founded Apple Company. What can we learn here? That you are small today doesn't mean you will be small tomorrow. Keep trusting God. I have one friend who met Zamfara, who served Zamfara, where I was giving birth to many years ago. So we met in Abuja. The guy started, of course, when I came into Abuja myself, 1999, I was 40 in Kubwa with a friend. So the same thing with this guy, and the family couldn't afford to pay rent. So he was squatting with a friend. In the middle of the night, this friend chased him out. Reason that he cannot withstand the way this guy is snoring. Chasing him. Chase him out. But as I'm talking to you, at the time we were sharing his experience, we go to Commerce Plaza there. He has a printing, not borrowed money. He bought this big printing machine. Cars upon cars, he has built houses here. Smallness is the womb of greatness. Those who despise smallness may never taste greatness. Those who feel too big in handling small things may eventually become too small in handling big things. Tony Blair said, and I quote, my teacher used to call me a failure, but I became a prime minister. Don't let someone else's opinions of you become your reality. Once they call you failure, don't join them. It's only their opinion. What are you saying about yourself? And Bishop David Oyedepo said, I started Living Church from a long tennis court with 3 members only and preached prosperity. In fact, I'm having some to hear. When you preach prosperity, you can imagine somebody maybe with only a suit and rickety car, and he sits up, I can never be poor, and people mock him. See, the more the mockery, the more the making. Mockery are raw materials in the hands of the Almighty God to make us. Many of my friends criticize me, but today we have the largest church auditorium in the world and 2 world-class universities. Lesson, believe in yourself even if no one does, and never think of quitting. Nelson Mandela said, I was in prison for 27 years and still became president. What can we learn? You You can be anything you want to be, no matter where you have been or what you have been through. Like James said, I drove a taxi to finance my university education, but today I am a billionaire. Listen, don't let your past decide the kind of future you need to live. And Aliko Dangote said, I work for my uncle since I was a small boy. People looked down on me. I later on took a loan from my uncle to open a tiny shop. I worked hard to make ends meet. Now I am the richest man in Africa. What can we learn here? Failures or limitations of the past have no control over the greatness in you. To him that believes, all things are possible. And Barack Hussein Obama said, I am a son of a black immigrant from Kenya. And each time I hear this black, what comes to my mind is this. Black is not synonymous to lack. No matter the color of our skin, the color of the brain is the same. I graduated from Harvard and later on became a senator in Chicago. I was also the president of the most powerful nation on earth. Lesson: never design your life like a garden where anyone can walk in and out. Design it like the sky where everyone aspires to reach. And Hamlet said, I traveled to America in search of financial independence when I was 15 years old. I became the world's strongest man 7 times and Mr. Universe. I then got my economics degree. Then I became one of Hollywood's best actors before I was voted twice as governor of California. Lesson: don't wait for everybody to believe in your ability and dreams. As we conclude, how do I maximize my potential? 1. Providence. The best things in life are gifts from God. So we need God. As Christians, as Muslims call upon 5 times a day. Christians worship Him in spirit and in truth. God is real. See what I say about Him? I said He is invisible, but He has evidences of visibility more tangible than what accountants call tangible assets. This is your reason for existing. The most powerful thing in your life that gets you noticed, what you are created to succeed at, your attention grabber. Just like those young guys who interviewed me in the band, they are just signposts to my destiny. Eventually, I said I must work in band, and I got that job with UPA. But 1 year, no fulfillment. I will be in that unit, area 3 branch there. In the broad day afternoon, where in the office working, suddenly my eyes, once my eyes close like this for a minute, I will see myself in a class doing what I'm doing now. After that failed opportunity to work in Standard Trust Bank, the next available opportunity that opened to me was to teach in a private secondary school in Zaria. How did this happen? I felt so dejected. I lost the opportunity to work with Standard Trust Bank, and I have an interview with First Bank in Lagos. Even the transport to go to Lagos then, I don't have. So I couldn't go for that interview. That particular night, I slept. I started talking. I have one angle in my room that I carve out for prayers. But that night, it wasn't prayer. I was crying, weeping like a baby. That after all, when I was writing jam to go to the university, I never lobby, I don't know anybody. And throughout my university days, for one, I never cheated. Why is it that now that I just need something to put food on my table, I'm having problems? And I slept off after that long cry. And that same night, I encountered divinity. And once divinity touched humanity, transformation is real. As soon as I woke up that morning, I went to College of Education here in Congo to watch football match going on. I just saw some guys discussing. They never invited me into their discussion, but I had the leading to join them. And I had, they just sacked the accounting teacher in Table Secondary School. The school is owned by a Briton, white guy like that. Reason they sacked him, that the student wrote WAEC and nobody credited financial accounting. That was the first time I heard about a school called Tebo Secondary School. Because when I couldn't afford to travel to Lagos for interview, I sat there and started asking myself, what do I now have that is inside me that I can offer to get money? I started analyzing. Okay, I can also market if I get goods to sell, but where is the capital to start? And I said also, I know accounting, but where will I get the people that need my service? So that morning, as I had a sack, 7 years in Zaria, that was the first day. The next day, I quickly rushed down to the house, changed my clothes, took an Okada, Tebo Secondary School. He took me there. As soon as I got there, I filled a form, purpose of visit, for employment as a teacher. And they told me their own policy there, they would give me a topic. I will enter the class and teach it practical. So they gave me a topic in accounting, that is control account. That I should go and prepare. After 3 days, I'll come back and enter the class for the teaching. So as they gave me the topic, I was about leaving. And something told me, what if I go and after 3 days I'm back and they say the vacancy has been filled? I told them, I said, I'm ready now. And immediately they organized all the people that we interpret, they started the class. And I was there, introduced control, all the theory they need to know. And I asked the student, is anyone with a textbook here, whether from code, and I told them I will take the practical question. The students were looking at them, they don't, okay, don't worry yourself if you don't have textbook. Take this question now. I dictated question. Before I left that class, the news everywhere that they have never seen it like this before. He's even dictating accounting questions without textbook. That same day they were begging me to wait to collect my appointment letter. I'm aiming at something. When they gave me my appointment letter, I was the one that said, okay, I will come back in 2 days to come and collect. I came back. When they gave me that appointment letter, I saw the salary. I still have a copy of it. 8,000, maybe 500 and something naira per month. But the way I celebrated this 8,000 plus, I only use one language. I won't forget next year. Some of us don't understand what's happening. Whose father? I don't know if that is. Somebody looking for like 500 naira or 1,000 then to take me to Lagos. I don't have. That I had a reason to even travel from Funtua to Zaria. Just 100 naira. I don't have. A boss of the school had to, I said, please, borrow me money to go back to Zaria. He said, he looked at me and said, okay, I'm not borrowing. He gave me 200 naira. Why are we saying this? That there are potentials inside of us for us just to uncover it, and it will help us out in times of trouble. And for us to discover this purpose, very, very important. It's not every one of us that has been destined to work in banks. Discover your purpose. Because when you work in your purpose, people will not see your sweat, yet they can't deny your result. That's one thing about purpose. Productive labor. Do not waste your effort in fruitless pastime and pursuit. Perseverance. Say quitters never win, just as winners never quit. Then we say again, how do I maximize my potential? Make, create, innovate. Never be satisfied with the status quo. Others look at the things that are and they wonder why. I choose to look at the things that are not and I ask, why not? Always see the potential in something new. In conclusion, you are a multifaceted professional who can fit into any sector of the economy. And in the words of a mentor, the president and chairman of council of ANA, Professor Reverend Kanu Osisioma, hear what he says about accounting. See, accountancy is a pivotal profession and frontline vocation for any economy like the Nigerian one in a hurry to develop and build a sound and industrial development. In times of prosperity, Nigeria needs accountants to manage surplus and plenty. In times of adversity, Nigeria needs accountants to achieve a frugal and optimal allocation of resources. In times of stability, when everything even appears okay, Nigeria needs accountants to keep the economic ship of the nation operating at an even keel. See, like the creative artist, the accountant creates business units, otherwise known as incorporation of businesses. Like the midwife, the accountant helps businesses to deliver their babies, otherwise known as creation of subsidiaries. Like the marriage registry, the accountant helps to marry 2 or more businesses together. That is by way of amalgamation and merger. So like the medical doctor, the accountant helps to prescribe curative medicines for businesses that are sick. That is by way of reconstruction and recapitalization. And I had it like a prophet, not the fake one. The accountant helps to predict businesses that will fail and the one that will succeed through the instrumentality of analysis and interpretation of financial statements. I would say like an undertaker, where the need arises, the accountant helps to bury dead and unproductive businesses by way of liquidation and winding up. Nigeria need accountant, Africa need accountant, Asia need accountant, Australia need accountant, Antarctica need accountant, America need accountant, Europe need accountant, the whole world need accountant. Ladies and gentlemen, nations are awaiting your arrival. Do not expire before you explode. Thank you very much.